Hello, everybody. My name is Connor.
And my name is Reed, and welcome to our podcast on the nuclear disaster of Chernobyl, Ukraine, and its effects on the larger world.
Chernobyl, Ukraine was a relatively peaceful town and was powered by a group of 4 nuclear reactors that produced around 1,000 megawatts each.
This all changed on April 26th, when the reactor technicians attempted to perform a poorly planned out experiment that ended in disaster.
They made quite a few critical mistakes, like turning off the power regulation systems and emergency safeguards, which really does not sound like a good idea at all.
Those mistakes resulted in a fire in the core of the reactor, which later exploded and blew off the top of the reactor, releasing very large amounts of radioactive material into the atmosphere and into the jet stream, to be spread around the globe and directly killing anywhere from 2 to 50 people.
The Soviet Union, not wanting to show the West any signs of weakness, began the evacuation of Pripyat in secret.
However, a Swedish monitoring station detected much more radiation in the air than normal and began to pressure the Soviets to tell them what had happened. Finally, 2 days later, on April 28th, they admitted to the disaster occurring.
This triggered massive international outcry about the danger of the radiation that had leaked into the atmosphere.
By May 4th, the radioactive materials and the heat from the reactor core were contained by a dozen workers who more than likely were exposed to extremely dangerous amounts of radiation, dooming them to death from either radiation sicknesses or cancers that developed as a result of the radiation.
Later in the year, a large concrete and steel sarcophagus, or coffin, was built around the still radioactive reactor core. The sarcophagus was later deemed structurally unsound.
There were 2 main effects of the nuclear devastation: economic and health. On the economic scale, no one wanted to set up a shop in a place where the worst nuclear disaster in human history occurred, which cost the area quite a bit of money.
In addition, for fear of their own nuclear disaster, Belarus shut down their own nuclear power plants soon after the disaster. The country then restarted its nuclear program in 2012, which costed $235 billion.
In addition to this, countries also lost a lot of money after millions of acres of farmland were contaminated in Europe. This led to a lot of livestock and possibly humans being born deformed.
Tens of thousands of people eventually caught radiation sickness, and it is estimated that thousands died from the cancers that developed.
Within the next 15 years, all of the other 3 units at the Chernobyl Nuclear Power Plants were shut down. Unit 4 was the reactor that exploded.
Unit 2 was shut down in 1991 after a caught fire. Unit 1 was just shut down in 1996. The last unit, Unit 3, was shut down in 2000, right after the entire reactor station was officially decommissioned.
Chernobyl was really devastating, wasn't it?
The worst nuclear disaster humans have ever known, remember? It is very unlikely that a nuclear explosion would happen today, not with today's technology, and not on this scale.
This is Reed.
And this is Connor.
Signing off.